Right, thank you so much. I see a lot of energy here, a lot of consumers here in this session. So this sharing is for sharing and for your references based on my analysis, and hope that it is useful for your this very precious 3 p.m. Afternoon session. If I'm too fast at certain point in time, please feel free to stop me, all right? So today's session, I'm going to cover 9 essential property investment insights. Why Ang Mo Kio is the next property winner. Okay, in fact, these are the 9 essential investment insights I use even for my own property investment. Okay, it is always useful to make sure that we use data, rational decision, rather than using emotion to invest in certain things. So this is important. Why is that so? Because it will actually reduce our risk to the minimum. So let's start on this, the scope for today. So generally, yes, I promise you minimally 9, but we'll look at how the energy level goes. And if the energy level is good, I'll be more than happy to share 3 more bonus insight to all of you so that every one of us can learn together. Okay, so before we invest in any property, there's a few things that usually I'll look at. The first thing is location. So later I'll use Ang Mo Kio as a guide to share with you how we analyze Ang Mo Kio, or it can be any other project that you are investing in. Award-winning developer, how reputable the developer is, because I want to make sure that the product that I can get right is something that is being promised. Are there any potential exit plan? So say for instance, if you enter $1, you wanted to make sure that you earn some money, say 150 at certain X number of years. So are there very clear exit plan based on facts and figures? So are there any upside potential, be it for potential investor or even for own stay residents? I think an upside potential is always welcome, even if I buy for just own stay. So it's something that even myself, when I buy my own property, own stay, okay, my wife and myself will always still feel that if there's upside potential, why not? Because it's part of our retirement plan. And of course, in the event, in a very unlikely event, if I want to rent it out, or even if I'm buying as an investor to rent it out, are there very strong renter? Okay, we shouldn't be plucking up from the air. We should base on whatever data that we have to make the analysis whether or not this is the right project to enter. Yeah. And there's always a common question on this, whether should I buy a 99-year lease or a freehold? So these are some of the insights I'll be covering in this whole investment in this whole investment webinar, so that you can actually have a flavor, okay, about how we analyze our property investment. So let me share with you the very first part, location analysis. Okay, for this particular site, if you actually are familiar, okay, for those who happen to stay nearby, okay, you probably know a lot more in that compared for those who haven't been to the Ang Mo Kio site. But let me give you a flavor about this location. As you can see from the cursor here, right, it is going to be a 2 twin tower. It's going to be a 2 twin tower, and it's on an elevated ground. So if you see from the cursor here, right, the fence, the developer already gives some telltale sign. It's going to be unobstructed view. Okay, later I'm going to show you the drone view. So this is how we analyze the location, and it is also surrounded by nature. Okay, if you're familiar with that whole area here, right, just cross the road, you get to see a mega Bishan Ang Mo Kio nature park. So for those who want family bonding, want to enjoy a good run, for those sport enthusiasts, you realize that the park is just nearby you. And the actual site is what is being demarcated here on the right. It is actually adjacent to Shangri-La Walk. So it's very near to the landed enclave. So that is that particular location. The preview currently is, the target preview is in June 2022. So please contact the ERA agent, okay, especially the one that invited you today, okay, to make sure that you log in and secure the appointment. All right. And okay, let's take a look a little bit more about this Ang Mo Kio project. Currently, interestingly, the project name is not out yet. We are still calling it Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. So be patient, because usually at certain stage, the developer will say certain information are embargo. But once the information is officially released, the agent will update you accordingly. It is a 99-year lease. The land area is about 12,679 square meter, a very decent plot of land. And there's only 372 units. So when I analyze location, okay, what this number means to me, it means that it's going to be very exclusive because there's only 372 units, 372 family members within the whole developments. Okay, let's take a look at this rare analysis. If you go to the URA Master Plan 2019, right? Okay, currently the 2019 URA Master Plan is the latest master plan. Okay, I'm going to give you some insight. Okay. Okay, if you see my cursor, right? Let me run out let me pull out the pointer so you're able to see it more clearly. Okay. All right. Okay. For this, okay, if you're able to see my red pointer, maybe you type 3 because URA master plan is always a good friend for whoever wanted to do a very decent property investment. So I'm going to share with you some important point that you should look at. Okay, thank you so much. I just want to make sure I don't lose you. And yes, doing a webinar, I think this interactive mode become very, very useful. All right, take a look at my cursor. Okay, based on the URA master plan, right? If you look at this black color line here, right? This whole black color line here, okay? Anything below this black color line, right, is what we call central region. You may not know, right? You may or may not know. For those who are more savvy, you get to know anything below this line, right, is called central region. All right. In fact, anything that's within this black color line, right? Okay, within this black color line, these are what we call city fringe location. Got it? So one is above the line. See that above the line? Anything that's above the line, okay, say for example, Sengkang, Punggol, this is much above the line. Okay, that one is called suburbs. Okay, suburbs. But anything that's within the line is called city fringe. Why called city fringe? Because it's very near to the city. And of course, you saw the red color line here, right? It is called the core central region. What we call the 9, 10, 11. All right. So I analyze this Ang Mo Kio site. Okay, it's pretty interesting. Why is it pretty interesting? You look at the bubble here. Did you see the bubble here? It is a very rare situation that we can see a location like Ang Mo Kio. It is at the fringe of this line. Can you see it's almost at the fringe of this line? You may not be able to see this yet, but if you were to zoom in, right, subsequently when you got the slides from the agent that invited you here, right, you'll get to analyze that it's actually at the fringe. So at this fringe area here, what does that mean? It means that this Ang Mo Kio site, right, also enjoys city fringe convenience while you're paying what we call the OCR price. See that? This is what the power of location analysis. That means you're at OCR, but we are enjoying RCR, city fringe convenience. So this is something that usually, I must say, not many investors do such detailed analysis. So this is something that I want to bring upon to you for this afternoon, that you at least know this is a very crucial point. Location, location, location. Yeah? Okay, if you look at this map here, right, I want to point out to you, it is very near to if you look at this is the site here, okay, the diamond shape here, the diamond shape size land plot, which they are going to build a 2 majestic tower up here, all right? If you look at my cursor here, the key idea here is, it is surrounded by nature park, which I elaborate a little bit more, okay? And not only that, it's walking distance to the MRT. How near it is to the MRT later we will discover for ourselves. And not only that, on the left, okay, on the left of the plot, it is the landed enclave. And if you go to the side, right, it is actually on an elevated ground. On an elevated ground. So elevated ground, in terms of feng shui, right, you realize a lot of investors or even foreigners, etc., all this, they like something that's on elevated ground. Elevated ground from the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 road, okay? From the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 road. And within a 1-click radius, it has good primary school, like CHIJ Primary School is over here, my cursor here. CHIJ Primary School, okay? And of course, Aitong Primary School, based on the one map currently, later I'm going to show you a one map, is within 1 click. But, okay, for the Aitong, right, caveat, we need further check because we need further check. So this one, just take note. CHIJ is definitely within a 1 click. They're very good primary school. Aitong, based on the one map, okay, is about 950 based on the linear distance. But for this particular one, take note, we still have to do a double check to see whether it's within the 1 click. But nevertheless, within 1 and 2 click, there are many good schools. Okay, why are all this important from location analysis perspective? Because when you're near good school, you drive demand in 2 ways. Number one, like myself, Kiasu parents, okay, Kiasu parents, we want to make sure that our kids are near good school. So this will drive demand. So in that sense, I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more because I want my kids to sleep more. Okay, there's also another demand. Another demand is rentability. When you're near good school, right, you know, sometimes parents go to the effort that they have to, they may stay very far away, you know, but they sacrifice, they go and rent, all right? We are seeing this on the market, and they rent, and that also drive rentability. So these are the 2 plus points why staying within a location that's within good school is important from the location analysis perspective. Okay, highlight. Let me put the box a little bit to the right. Okay. Okay, the highlight, as you can see from here, the nearest MRT is Mayflower MRT. This is the 2 good schools that we mentioned, and surrounded by very nice nature. And later I'm going to show you the views. Okay, we got the drone views that we fly up all the way up to the actual site, and you get to see panoramic, unobstructed, landed views. And the other insight I want to share with you is this. Okay, for more than 8 years, okay, there hasn't been any Ang Mo Kio launch. Okay, from the perspective of supply, it is very limited in supply. So when it is very limited in supply in a certain location, okay, what I will ask myself is this. Say for example now, if you're in a desert, is water, in the context of a desert, is water limited supply? Let's participate a little so that we'll make the whole webinar fun. Okay, so say for example in a desert, do you think water supply is limited? If you feel it's yes, can you type in a yes? If no, you can also type in a no in the desert context. Thank you so much everyone for participating. Thank you so much. Yes, in desert, right, water is very limited. So what does that mean? So what? The question is so what? So when water is limited in the desert, so what? Okay, so if water is limited in the desert, means what? Means there's a preservation of value, correct? That means water, there's a preservation of value in the water when it is in a desert context because it is very limited in supply. So the risk is very low. So because the preservation of value is very high. So if you use this analogy, Ang Mo Kio is like the water in the desert. Ang Mo Kio is like the water in the desert because it's not as if you want to buy, you can buy a new launch, you know, because no supply. So what does that mean? When water in the desert is precious, preservation of value, using the same no hard rocket science rule, the same thing applies. Ang Mo Kio would be rare, limited. So in that sense, there will be a preservation of value. So this is something that I always want to use very complicated situation, okay, to make it simple for me to understand for my own property investment. And I always hope to make all this simple thing sharing, okay, to the consumer, and hope that in return they will be able to also create their property wealth. So this is something that I feel is important based on the location analysis. So generally, if you see from this Mayflower, right, later I'm going to run you through a raw video, but the raw video later I'll fast forward for you. Okay, it's very interesting. Okay, make a guess, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, make a guess. If you look at the map here, right? Okay, looking just purely at the map, the star is where the Ang Mo Kio location is. Okay, and this is the Ang Mo Kio location. And if you walk to the nearest MRT called Mayflower MRT, make a guess. Roughly how many minutes would it take? Make a guess only. Okay, how many? Say you can just put 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, or maybe less than 5 minutes. Any? Okay, you see, this is called market. You see, some say 7 minutes, some say 3 to 5 minutes, some say 5 minutes. Anyone? Oh, there's one person say 10 minutes. Okay, let me see. Okay, thank you, Chiffon. Even though I don't know you. Okay, 10 minutes. Any other more answer? How many minutes? Make a guess. Make a guess. Okay, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Okay, 8 minutes. Very good. Okay, this is where we call market. Okay, when we ask a question, the market react. Okay, and the market will create certain outcome. All right. So later I'm going to show you exactly how many minutes in casual walking pace. Okay, Noel, thank you. 10 minutes. So good to participate. Just remember your answer because when webinar, right, the most important is to add value to the consumer. So I think by asking you the question, right, anyway, nobody knows you anyway. So you answer your first instinct, Then subsequently, based on facts and figure, you can have some learning also, internal learning. This is always, I find it useful, rather than the webinar speaker continue to download. You know, sometimes download can sleep, correct? The Z monster will attack and you can sleep. So rather than doing that, can we have this? We hope that this energy will continue. When I ask question, you try your best, okay? Just type. Anyway, nobody is seeing your answer, all right? It's a market. So you get to see other people's answer also. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you one important thing. When you reply, right, please don't reply to hosts and panelists. You just reply to everyone, please, because we want everyone to learn together. Anyway, it is a very conducive webinar, okay? If not, no wonder when I say all the answer, right, all of you may not be able to see all the answer here. Okay, you there's a scroll down bar from the check box. Okay, you go to everyone so that everyone can know your answer, everyone can know your question. And don't worry, nobody know you, okay? Because this whole webinar is nobody knows you. So it's in a very safe, conducive environment. Yeah? Okay. So next, I'm going to share with you local knowledge. Okay? Why local knowledge? Okay, if you want to invest in property, you must go down and walk the site. All right? You must go and do a little bit of analysis. All right? Of course, for those more savvy one, right? You don't want to go and walk the ground also can. You go and leverage on the Google Earth. All right, you Google Earth, you fly in, and then you go and walk virtually. Right? But now I'm going to show you this. It is actually from this star. Okay, you're going to from this bubble here. This is the bubble where Mayflower MRT is. Okay, if you walk, can you see the block 257? 257. Then you cut. You hit the 253A. 253A, and then you hit the 260C. So you go across 3 HDB block and you reach Ang Mo Kio, okay? The Ang Mo Kio new launch. So how long does it take? Okay, I'm going to show you this. How long does it take? Okay, I hope you are able to hear this. Let me stop share so that you are able to hear this. Okay. Okay, hopefully you can hear. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm not going to play the full actual speed. Okay, but now let's see you can hear this. Okay, starting. Now we are walking from Mayflower MRT Station 6. And then you can see your answer, all right? I will fast forward a little later. Are you able to hear the music? If you're able to hear the music, put a 5. So we are working for 10 seconds already, all right? 10 seconds. Okay, where is the timing? The timing is actually here, all right? But of course, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to fast forward a little. Fast forward to, this is the actual speed. Okay, so the ladies and the gentlemen walking, these two, now it's 30 seconds already. They walk 30 seconds from the Mayflower exit 6 to be exact. That means from the block 257 that we mentioned. Now they are walking across all the HDB block. So if I fast forward a little, okay, I'm going to fast forward to the 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. So now they're walking for 2 minutes already. Sheltered. Okay, sheltered. Imagine our children, okay, walking across this sheltered walkway. Okay, for 2 minutes already. I'm going to fast forward to 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So now it's 3 minutes walk already. Okay, just now somebody said 10 minutes, 7 minutes, all right, which is good because we know our sense of minutes. Okay, so you continue. And as you can see from this video, right, only the music is added. Other than that, the whole speed are all not edited. Basically, it's a normal speed walking to the Ang Mo Kio side. So now I continue to go to the 4 minute mark. Okay, let's go to the 4 minute mark. Okay, so this is 4 minutes. And let me fast forward a little. Okay. Okay, so if you see where the video stop, right, it's generally about Yes, it's about 5 minutes, bingo. Okay, so for those who say around 5 minutes, you're right, it is 5 minutes. So it's about within 5 minutes, you get to see the whole site here. All right, this whole site here. Because from this site here, right, you just walk a little bit only lah. You get to see the signage, private property. Okay, that one is the developer signage, private property. So this empty plot of land, you can see from far away, you saw the fence, right? In front is already a fence ready. All right, fence up for Ang Mo Kio. So this is the site. All right, so it's about 4 minutes 40 seconds. All right, 4 minutes 40 seconds. So let me go into the next slide. Let me stop this. All right. So this is 4 minutes 39 seconds, 0.83 seconds to be exact. Okay, next, primary school. Okay, CHIJ Primary Girls School and the Aitong Primary School, which the only thing that we need to double check is the Aitong Primary. Yeah. Okay, this is based on the one map authority. Okay, currently based on the one map, but because currently officially Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1, the name is not out yet. So the bubble in the one map cannot be too accurate yet. So that's the reason why for Aitong is still subject to check. Okay, for Aitong, because depending on the point of the Ang Mo Kio. All right, but other than that, the rest are all within the 1 and 2 click radius. All right. So there are also many nearby amenities. To give you a very quick feel, the nearby amenities, as you can see from this legend here, hawker center, childcare center, kindergarten are all very nearby. All right, very near to many nearby amenities. So if I were to just skip through this, okay, you can actually get this from the agent who invited you. So these are all the amenities. Okay, that's very useful for conducive living. Kindergarten, and of course, nature lover, okay, surrounded by all this nature. I want you to just take a look at the perspective here. It's amazing, right? It's amazing to have a big garden that's actually at our doorsteps. So this is something that is very, very unique, okay, in addition to staying in an elevated Ang Mo Kio enclave location. So these are the surrounded nature, surrounded greenery. And this is one of the largest, okay, urban park in the central Singapore. Largest, for you to enjoy all the greeneries. Okay, this is the drone view. Okay, we have the live drone view, which you can request from the agent also. Okay, we fly up from the actual site. Okay, can you see unobstructed view like what the developer has articulated? The unobstructed view towards the landed enclave. All right, landed enclave, the Shangri-La Walk enclave. Okay, so it's going to be super amazing, already on elevated ground, and if you go even higher, the view is going to be panoramic. Okay, going to be very panoramic. So this is how generally we analyze location. So there are a few key things. Okay, few key things that we always ask. So what? Any other competitive advantage? In Singapore, there are many property. So the few so what that have that competitive advantage, already number one, elevated ground. Because Singapore, how many elevated ground we have? Not many condominiums are on elevated ground. All right, this is one key unique proposition, key unique value. The other thing is, do you think about it? I will ask myself, wow, to also at the same time walk to MRT and also have good primary school. In that context, also not many. So these are the few things that we analyze in location analysis. And I hope this location analysis will give you a bit on how we do right property investment homework. Okay, next, we will always also want to analyze the developer because we want to make sure that the developer produce what they promised. So who are the developers for Ang Mo Kio? UOL, Singland, King Leong. So who exactly they are? In a nutshell, if you actually do a little bit of homework, okay, the recent projects, in fact, they got a whole laundry list of projects. Okay, but if you go into just the recent project, Claremont Avenue South Residences, they won the Property Guru Asia Property Award Finals, okay, in 2020. So this is the awards that they won, and this happened to be two super majestic towers. I can already imagine how beautiful Ang Mo Kio will be. Because why? We got very reputable developers who are very experienced in building majestic tower. As you can see, Avenue South, which is the City Fringe location. Clavon Residences, which is the OCR location. So how about Clement Canopy, Principal Garden? Clement Canopy and Principal Garden, take a look at this right up here. They also won awards. Okay, as you can see, the awards are aplenty. They call it 2016 awards, Best International Condominium Awards, Best. So these are some of the homeworks that usually I'll do. Because when I buy something from authorized dealer, okay, like in a layman term, say for example, you want to buy a Rolex watch, do you feel more comfortable to buy from an authorized dealer, or you want to buy in Carousel? So there's a few, you see. So it's something that will reduce our risk to the minimum. So we realize that the developer is very, very reputable. So in that sense, whatever they say, whatever they promise, I get to get my product. So this will reduce consumer risk. What is this? This is a high-end, very high luxurious development in District 15, Mayor House. Okay, they won the best low-rise condo, landscape, architectural design, etc., etc. And to also share with you a letter, this is also the very developer that built very high-end development, okay, in the Orchard Nasim. Okay, this Nasim Park Residences. See this? Nasim Park Residences. So when we have someone who has very high-end experience, okay, to build an OCR project, you realize, okay, chances is pretty high they'll bring their high-end, they'll bring their high-end flavor, right, down to the OCR project. So who get to enjoy it? Consumer. Why consumer? Because it's in their blood. It is in their blood to want to make sure that things are being done properly. So this is another added advantage when I do developer analysis. So I want to point to you this one important, very prestigious world recognized award. Okay, they call it FIACI Prince Excellence Award. So if you just Google it, right, in a nutshell, it represents a cut above others. That means it is not just the design is a cut above others, but many disciplines. So we have developer that won all this kind of prestigious award that's building Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. So this is the second analysis on how we analyze developer, which sometimes you'll feel it is a given, correct? And coming to number 3, okay, whenever myself and my wife invest in property, okay, my wife will always ask me, hey, so you buy already, right? Can earn money or not? Okay, just curiosity, okay, let's be interactive. Are you interested when you buy something, you hope lah, okay, hope, okay, that you can earn money. Okay, just curiosity. If you think that it's important, if you buy something, you can earn money. Okay, can you type yes? Okay, can you type yes? If you feel not important, you can also say not important. No right and wrong, and nobody know you. Okay, but type to everyone. Okay, thank you everyone for being just very participative. There's really no right and wrong answer. Okay, because I also got answer from my friend, even my friend. No lah, earning money is not important. I just want to buy something I like. Also got one, which is not wrong. But I also got friend who tell me, Rainer, I want to buy something I can enjoy, but I also want to earn money. I happen to fall into that group. I want to enjoy, I want to stay, but I also hope that it can earn money. All right. So thank you very much for being participative. So at least you know what category you are. Okay. So how do we know whether this particular right property investment is the right one? Okay. This is where potential exit plan become important. So I'm going to show you this insight now. Okay. Let's take a look at this insight now. Okay. Before we understand data analysis, this particular scatter plot is credited to ERA Research and Consultancy Department, right? So this scatter plot from Nicholas, Mark, and the team, all right, they actually do up this condominium land price around Ang Mo Kio. Okay, because property investment is very, very location based. So when it is very location based, we want to make sure that our data must be apple comparison. All right. So credit to the ERA research team and Nicholas Mark's team. Okay, if you look at this chart here, right, I'm going to show you the data analysis. The data analysis for this scatter plot is on the horizontal line, right? You get to see from the 2002 all the way to 2022 how the land cost actually uptrend. Okay, you look at the line. It is very clear. It is uptrend. But whenever we say uptrend, you'll hear uptrend. But now we are now backed up by the latest data as updated as 2022. Land cost, like it or not, even we close our eyes, we dig our head into the soil, like it or not, it is up. Okay, it is up. So it's something like a mega trend I want to know. So another thing we want to know is by how much. Okay, if you look at the past 20 years, CAGR stands for compounded annual growth rate. In a very simple analogy, that means every year the land cost increase 5%. If you take the 20 years average, you take 20 years average. If you take the past 10 years average, that means the past 10 years the land cost, it is about 4.9%. 4.9%. So it's quite close. So like it or not, just the land cost, like it or not, for every year, land can only become more expensive. So I'll give you a perspective. Okay, if you buy property, right, I hope you are like me, long-term investment. Minimally is 4 years to 10 years, minimum. Okay, don't buy below 3 years. Okay, below 3 years you'll be slapped by the seller's stamp duty. So if you're like me, 4 to 10 years, we just say 10 years for easy calculation. For 5%, 10 years means what? 50% land cost. This is to your side, based on facts and figures. What do you mean? Meaning, if you now enter at 2022, 10 years later, like it or not, close one eyes based on data analysis, in the next 10 years, the land cost, if the history repeats itself, in the next 10 years, it's going to increase another 10 years times 4.9%, which is 49%. And ladies and gentlemen, this one I'm only saying the land cost. I haven't even said the material cost. I haven't even said the building construction cost. This is the mega picture. As a property investor, we must know. There's only two things. Whether we go in to be part of it, to gain in property wealth, or we don't want to go in. Meaning we sit back and wait, which is not wrong also. But the sit back and wait, is it more on emotion or is it more on data driven? For my wife and myself, we usually focus on data. The data is, I'm confident in Singapore. Chances is high in the next 10 years, like it or not, in the next 10 years, the scatter plot will be trending up again. Why is that so? Because land is limited in Singapore and demand is high. So this is something that at the basis of it, Ang Mo Kio, that forms the potential exit plan. So now, remember just I mentioned, 2019 master plan must be our good friend when we want to do property investment. Okay, I want you to take a look at the potential exit plan. Okay, on the left, you get to see the street directory. On the right, you get to see the latest master plan. All right, latest master plan. Let me analyze for you. Okay, my analysis is this. If you look at just in, where's Ang Mo Kio first? The Ang Mo Kio is here. This is Ang Mo Kio. The star is Ang Mo Kio. Okay, in front of this Ang Mo Kio, there's an empty plot of land here, which is 4.2 plot ratio. Based on location analysis, you realize that on this 4.2, right, beside it, the 3.2 is currently actually a HDB. So chances is high that, I call it 50-50. This, why is it 50-50? Because behind it is a Ang Mo Kio private enclave, all right, this plot of land. But beside it, there's HDB. This one may be a 50-50, but it's okay. We don't need to just rely on this one potential exit plan. But there's still a possibility. By a stroke of pen, the URA planner will plan this as a condominium, or I call it private. Okay, that means there's a GLS. But currently, as far as the master plan is concerned, the good news is this is currently zone residential. But there's two very important plots that worth your analysis. Okay, and that will give you that very good potential exit plan. You take a look at this exit plan number 2 and exit plan number 3. These 2 and 3 is currently zoned as residential, and chances is very high that they are going to be private enclave. Why is that so? Because the surrounding, right? Let me shift the box here. because the surrounding here, okay, is actually private condo. If you look at this 2.1 plot ratio, it's actually Bishan Park Garden. And just beside, to the right of Bishan Park Garden, this is currently, okay, currently is Regional Screening Center. But the Regional Screening is already zoned residential. So these are the two potential plot. Okay, these are the two potential plot. This plot, okay, this arrow, right, should be pointing here. Sorry, this arrow, take note, this arrow should be pointing here, and this arrow should be pointing here. So these are the two potential plot, okay, of land that will be a potential exit plan. Okay, why I say it will be a potential exit plan? Because simply put, if we believe in the next 10 years, the land cost is going to be expensive, every year increase by about 5%, you buy, one day government announce they're going to GLS, government land sales. So when they GLS, the land is going to be cheap. So when it is being higher again, that is where there's a potential for you to exit from your Ang Mo Kio. So there's a very clear exit plan in this context, because so coincidence, you got two very precious plot of land that is nearby you. So this is the exit plan analysis usually my wife and myself will go through, okay, to make sure that, hey, okay, if there's a clear exit plan, it actually reduces our risk to the minimum. Yeah. So this is the exit plan analysis, and I hope this is useful. Yeah. Okay, very quickly, I'm going to touch on the fourth analysis. Okay, whenever we want to buy a property, right, we want to ask ourselves whether there's any upside. So how do we analyze this in a very non-emotional way? Are there way? Because chances is high that human beings always are emotional. Okay, they will always say that, hey, I think it will go up. I feel it will go up. It's always I feel, I think. Okay, but we should just purely based on, let's take a look at the data, okay, and then we decide. That means put the emotion aside. You know, Warren Buffett, the world richest man, currently is the top 5 world richest man in 2021 data, top 5. Okay, one thing that this mentor has taught me is whenever I invest something, right, please don't let emotion control us. Don't let emotion control us. We must focus on data, okay, rational data, and then make that decision. So let's take a look at this. Before we start, okay, this is the wisdom I learned from this Warren Buffett. He says, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. That means you don't know what you are doing. That means if I don't know what I'm doing, right, then it is very risky. So whether or not this particular property, right, got upside potential, I must know what I'm doing. Okay, am I basing on emotion or am I basing on hard facts? Very hard facts, and hard facts need to be the latest data analytic. Okay, data analytic. Okay, let's take a look at this data analytic. But before that, I want to ask you a question again, okay, so that I know that I'm not talking to the wall, right? Okay, so the question is this. Okay, when I ask question, I also hope you can do a little bit of self-discovery about yourself, okay? Because this is always very useful. Self-discovery about yourself, so that you know, sometimes it may somehow point out the blind spot, okay? But nobody is going to monitor you, assess you, etc. No. But it's more on whatever the instinct come, right? You just answer. Don't need to think one. Answer, all right? So if a certain asset, right, if you know that the past track record has a positive return, okay, would this data, that means hard facts data, no emotion one, would this data give us more confidence and also less risk to invest in that particular asset? I say again, if a particular asset, you know its past track record was positive return, would this particular data give you more confidence and also less risk, okay, in investing in the asset? A very factual data. Okay, let's answer. If your answer is yes, then yes. No can also say no. All right, no right and wrong. So what is your answer for this? Let's take a look at the chat. Thank you so much for answering. Okay, yes, okay. It can be no also. I'm not asking you to answer whatever is. I also want to know the market. Okay, how the market feel. Okay, this question is how I. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for answering. Remember to answer to everyone, because I still see many of you answer to hosts and panelists. Okay, if you answer to hosts and panelists, only myself can see only. All right, you answer to everyone so everyone can learn together. Okay, why I ask you this question? Because when I invested on my own property investment, I also asked the same data, same question. Okay, so that I monitor myself to be not emotional. All right, so let's take a look at this to let you understand a little bit more. Okay, on the left, watch A. This is watch A. In 2016, right, it is 20,000. In 2021, right, it is 27K. The gain is 5K. Okay, this is real. I did a study on this. Just curiosity one. Using the same model. Okay, using the same model. Okay, it's wow. I think this year 2022, I heard for this model, right? I don't know whether any one of you happen to be the fan of this Rolex. I heard 2022, this one, right, is even higher now. Okay, but based on 2021, the price is already 27K. Okay, so watch number A. Okay, this one is called data. No emotion one, data. Okay, and the watch number B. The watch number B. If the watch number B, the data is such that you also buy in 2016. In 2021, it becomes 13K. Possible, there are many watches like that one, you know. You go and buy 20K, 40K, then 5 years later, it depreciate one, you know. God, a lot. Okay, but people still buy because why? I like the brand. Possible one, what? Earn money not important. Real what? Is correct what? Remember just I asked the question, sometimes there's really this group of people. Earn money is not important. I like means I like. Lose money is okay. All right. So you need to know which category you are. All right. So this watch number B, lose 7K. Lose 7K. Okay. Frankly speaking, now with this data, right? With this data, frankly speaking, my question is, would buying this purely based on data without emotion give you more confidence and less risk? Yes. Would this kind of data help to let you make decisions? Say, for example, you want to buy the same Rolex watch. Would this data give you more confidence and less risk? I'm trying to make property investment to become very layman so that I can touch you to understand, okay, important concept. Because today's session is educational based. Is to bring you to understand important concept that sometimes we are so busy, we are forgetting. So that's the reason why I'm asking you this question. So my question now is, now given the data, right, you know that this particular watch A will give you 7K data, all right? Would this give you more confidence and less risk? Would this give you more confidence? If your answer is yes, can you type yes? If your answer is no, can you also type no? Okay, let me take a look and answer to everyone. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, thank you so much. I know it's not easy. After the lunch, now it's 3:48, and everyone is trying to keep awake. But the energy is fantastic. Because your energy is so fantastic, I'll continue to share the investment insight, okay, to all of you. So that I want to make this session a beneficial one for everyone. Yes, it gives me confidence. In fact, I tell you frankly, because I go and do the data, right, last time, I actually go and buy because I go and do some research. Okay, what kind of watch actually got upside potential, then I buy the particular brand. So I go and do the real watch. It's not hearsay one. That means I really go and find out the data, then find out. Then I quite lucky lah. In 2016, I bought only 20K. So now I know it's 27K. Where for free for 5 years, still got 7K gain, something like that. So this kind of data actually apply the same concept, okay, to property investment. All right. So Ang Mo Kio, of course, Ang Mo Kio, how do we apply? Ang Mo Kio is an OCR. OCR means outside central region. So we need to analyze like how we analyze the Rolex. Okay, in the past 10 years, you look at the data analytic. In the past 10 years, okay, 184% return. Wow, it's almost double. Okay, when there's a 100% return means it's a double already. It's 184%. So it's almost 2 times, 200% return. It's a lot of return. Okay, this is what we call 10 years return. How about the 5 years? The 5 years is 39%. So homework, okay, don't want to be emotional. This is the OCR. Because Ang Mo Kio happened to be in OCR. Okay, not enough. we need to do a little bit more in depth. D20. Ang Mo Kio is in D20. So let's take a look at Ang Mo Kio in D20. Past 10 years, 278%. You see that? Let me shift the box a little. Past 10 year uptrend. There's always ups and downs. It's okay, but it's 278%. Okay, property investment. Okay. 10 years, 278. 5 years, 32.6%. Still very good return. Still very good return. I mean, for those who know that if you put the money in the bank, right, it's about 0.5% return. All right. Very little return, especially when we put the savings in the bank. Now I'm going to go more in depth. How to go even more in depth? Must go and do location analysis on the very nearby properties. So what are the very nearby properties? If you look at the location analysis, right? This is credit to our marketing team for this three project that's very nearby. Okay, one is the Panorama, one is the Grandeur 8. Grandeur 8 is over here. Okay, Grandeur 8, and the other one is Central Residences. Ang Mo Kio is the star. Ang Mo Kio is actually the star here. So in the whole of Ang Mo Kio, right, these are the 3 nearby projects. Okay, let's take a look at these 3 nearby projects. Okay, which are launched at all different times. 2003, 2010, and 2014. Let's take a look at this. The Panorama, since it launched, right, until now, if you were to exit, right, you earn a good 28%. Okay, 28%. How about Central Residences? 20.3%. 20.3%. And how about Grandeur 8? Grandeur 8 is 133%. Of course, provided that very owner that bought during the new launch continue to stay in that launch, then congratulations. Okay, he will be earning 133%. All right. But the good news is the insight is this. Okay, you look at the right. Okay, is something that's very assuring in a way that I get to see the nearby properties. There's one consistent trend. The consistent trend is such that all these 3 nearby properties are all upside, upside, upside. It's something like the Rolex story, okay, that I have confidence in. Okay, data, don't use emotion. Purely use data, because data must be my homework, okay, rather than I feel. Yeah, I feel sometimes can get myself into the trouble. So in a nutshell, healthy upside potential based on the analysis. From across OCR, D20, and also all the way now to the nearby projects. It's like the Rolex data analytic. It gives me one more additional assurance to have less risk, to know what I'm doing. Remember Warren Buffett mentioned, we need to know what we are doing so that we will have less risk. So in this case, when I do the homework, I realize that all are positive, is consistent. So this will give me a piece of assurance to know what am I doing. So this is the upside potential that usually I would do for a property investment. And I hope this important concept, you can bring it to you, okay, in your wealth property creation. Okay, other than knowing the income, other than knowing the upside potential, another important thing is rental income analysis. So the rental income analysis, take note, ladies and gentlemen, always take the nearby project as a guide. So in this case, I actually took the Panorama, okay, because the Panorama is very near to Ang Mo Kio side. All right, you look at the 1 bedroom, the recent transaction 1 bedroom is 2,250 to 240. Very healthy return in terms of rental income. This one, the 2 bedroom is about 3,000 to 3,003. Why all this is important to me? Because in the event you want to rent it out, right? I know it's very easy to rent, all right? And I know it is a very healthy rental income. But in the event if I decided to rent, okay, being a tenant, you'll suddenly realize you're on the other side, right? You have to pay really quite high rental income. Yeah, quite high rental income to the landlord. Okay, and with the current still low interest rate environment, you realize that actually property investment, okay, for property investor, you realize that it's still a positive cash flow. Okay, after you get the rental income less the mortgage interest, it is a positive. So that's the reason why the rich get richer. Of course, this part, your ERA agent will share with you the calculation, okay? Calculation if you request them to do it for you, all right? So as you can see from here, the 3 bedroom is about 3,009 to 4,002, and the 4 bedroom is 4,002 to 4,005. Usually the smaller unit for investment based on experiences. Usually the 3-bedroom onward, right? Most of it, okay, I should buy for own stay. But in the event if you so decided to rent it out, okay, it is a very decent, healthy rental. Yeah. Number 6. Sometimes I got money. You got money. You may ask, hey, should I buy freehold or leasehold? Okay. No right and wrong, but really depends on what you want. Correct. But now let's base on getting to know yourself a little bit more. So now the question time again. Okay, based on your gut feeling, it's always feeling because you don't have all the data analytic with you. Okay, you don't have all this. You are busy with all your daily job. So now you can only use your feeling. Okay, based on your feeling, right? Do you feel okay? Why we only compare the District 20? Because apple comparison. Because Ang Mo Kio is in District 20. Now the question is, freehold give higher return or 99-year lease give higher return? Question is this, freehold give you more return or 99-year leasehold give you more return? Use your feeling. No right and wrong. Use your feeling. Okay? If 99, you put 99. If freehold, you put freehold. Okay, let me see all the answer to everyone. Okay, both. Okay, I saw both. Very good. Thank you so much. I saw freehold. Isaac, I saw freehold. Margaret say freehold. Depends on location. Now the depends on location. Now we scope it already. We scope it depending on. That means we are doing based on Ang Mo Kio, because the investment inside must be apple comparison. So we are taking on District 20. Okay, thank you so much. Did you see the market? Very good. Some say 99. Some say both. Some say freehold. So who is right? This is why there's always a lot of confusion, ladies and gentlemen. You see, some say depending on long term or short term. Okay, you see. So the reason why I want all of you to participate is to let you know this is called market. So there's a lot of information overload, and when there's information overload, sometimes the question is you are being overwhelmed, don't know how to make decision already. Correct? So today's session, I always want to make very complicated things simple, because it's what I use my own property investment also. So now I'm going to share with you this. All right. Based on the 10-year return, right? The 10-year return, the blue color analytic, we always want to focus on long term. Okay, minimally a 10-year return. Okay, because when you want to buy any property, my take to you is invest for at least 4 to 10 years or 5 to 10 years. All right, so we always want to scoop it. Sometimes we take too far long, also it crowded the data. All right, so a 5-10 years is about right. So as you can see from here, a D20 99-year lease, right, is 41%. A D20 means District 20. That one is a mega picture. For a freehold return is 28.5%. Yes, it appears. It's suggested that based on a 10-year return, right? Okay, based on the location of a District 20, data analytic, a 99-year leasehold outperform a freehold. Let's take a look at 5-year data. If you look at the 5-year data, the interesting part is the 99-year D20, 32%. Also suggested it outperformed a freehold. So these are all cold hard facts. This kind of cold hard facts, sometimes you'll go against the feeling, because there's always the feeling. Last time, I tell you very frankly, my wife and myself always only like freehold. Always like freehold. Because we always feel freehold will have the highest return. And then we start to ask ourselves this question, like one of the, I think, consumer here asked, depending on how many years, right? Short term or long term. Then we ask ourselves this question already. Okay, anyway, we buy that property, definitely we're not going to buy for the next and keep it for the next 50 years, right? My wife and myself, we're going to buy probably as a platform to move on, because subsequently we still want to continue to upgrade. So it also means that the investment horizon is in the region of 5 years to 10 years, some even maybe 15 years. So in that perspective, it suddenly make our mind become clearer. If that's the case, then why not let us run some data analytics, especially when I happen to study so many years in my postgraduate degree in finance. So I start to do all this, like I'm sharing with you all right now. Then I realize that, I'm missing the boat. Actually, 99-year lease, depending on the horizon, is a good return. 32% is a lot of return. So this is something that actually, when I put it together, you take a look at this analytic here, If say, for example, now I want to buy Ang Mo Kio and know that I'm going to buy now and I'm going to keep for the next 5 to 10 years at my first platform, or even longer, 15 years. So long I'm not keeping it for so long, so long meaning 50 years, 40 years, it appears that 99-year lease return do really outperform freehold. You may ask, why is that so? That time I also asked myself, why is that so? Why the leasehold return is higher? Okay, then I suddenly realized why. Okay, the why is number one, freehold, right? Usually the seller who already selling to me, right, already charge high premium. So when they already charge high premium, of course my return will be lower lah. So this is one important insight again. Okay, wow, yeah. Number two, if you realize that most of the freehold location, right, are actually not as good as 99-year lease. Because a lot of 99-year lease are a very good location. And when they're very good location, right, they got this thing called rentability. What do you mean by rentability? That means the rentability from the tenant is very high because tenant don't care whether it's a freehold or leasehold. So this is the second important data, right, that actually drive the attractiveness of the property and make it higher return. Because remember, return is not just capital appreciation, but also total return, including the rental return. So in short, okay, I always want to make that complicated thing, especially now, say for example, in this context, if I were to invest in Ang Mo Kio, it shows me that, okay, 99-year lease is more than freehold. No emotion, purely based on facts and figures. And of course, the other thing is, should I buy resale or should I buy new project? Okay, just curious. All right, I know everyone is enduring. Okay, now it's 4 p.m. Okay, really good. Okay, I want to ask, do you have this question? Now I got money. That means you got money. You got money. Should I buy resale or new project? No right and wrong again. Don't care about other people answer. You just type your own answer. Should I buy resale or should I buy new launch? Do you have this question or not? If you got this question, you type yes. Okay. Do you have this question or not? Okay, let me see all the question. Okay, yeah, yes, okay. You got this question, right? Sometimes, yes, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, some say new, some say yes. Okay, some say depends on the location. Very good. I'm not looking for a right answer because there's no right answer one. That's the reason why it's very crowded. Okay, the whole market is sometimes very confusing. But we want to make sure we use data analytics to use Warren Buffett wisdom, know what we are doing. Okay, so I'm going to use actual case study analysis. Okay, let's take a look at the actual case analysis. Take a look at this. Okay, this actually ultimately want to drive me which one has a higher return. All right, and we are going to use actual case now. Okay, remember Central Residences? Central Residences is the neighbor of Ang Mo Kio. The panorama is also the Ang Mo Kio. Okay, seller stamp duty is within 3 years. Seller stamp duty within 3 years. So say we keep for a horizon of 4 years to 10 years horizon. Okay, 4 to 10 years horizon. Take a look at Central Residences. Somebody who buy as a new launch, sell 4 years without hitting the seller stamp duty, the new launch return for the Central Residences is 31.95%. Somebody were to buy as a resale unit, that means somebody buy from this particular Central and subsequently exit, the resale return for this guy, yes, you're not seeing it wrongly, suddenly negative. Not say suddenly, based on the data, is negative, minus 8.979%. So it's not uncommon to see Central Residences now, some of the client, they may be losing money, for those who buy resale. Because why? They buy high from the previous owner. And now even at the current market price, right, they are still losing a little bit of money. All right? So this is called Central. This is the power of data analytics. So how about panorama? If you look at the panorama, right, if you hold for 4 years, we same thing, we say a 4-year investment horizon. A new launch return is about 11.7%. The resale return for panorama is 11.49%, slightly lower, okay, than the new launch return. So panorama, right, being a little bit more new compared to Central Residences, right, the resale return is still positive, while it is lesser, okay, than the new launch return. So this is a data analytic that I want to give all of you the insight. No emotion, purely based on data analytic. New launch return, resale return. Okay, now I'm going to share with you a very important case study now. Okay, this is an important case study. If you happen to stay nearby there, right, you participate in this, you see what insight you can gather. Okay, now my question is, back to 2014. If you're back to 2014, okay, now the question is, okay, very good. I think one of the Chi Fong say, how about Grandeur 8, right? Good. You're very sharp. Okay, I'm going to share with you the Grandeur 8 now, okay? Because we always want to make sure that we cover as many data points as possible. All right. So now, the person who Chi Fong, maybe you also answer this question. All right. I don't know you lah. Okay, but okay. So everyone answer this question. I want you to imagine now. Imagine now you're back in 2014. Now you're back in 2014. Imagine you have to make one important decision. The decision is whether to buy Grandeur 8, but that is in 2014, or the Panorama. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Can you see on my left, which decision has I written? Don't know, because you have to understand, you don't have high side of data analytics. You have to rewind yourself. You have to go and think about it in 2014, right? In 2014, right? Okay, what are you doing at that point in time? You got a lot of money. Okay, you got some money. Okay, the question is your wife and yourself will ask you, hey, should I buy Grandeur 8 or should I buy new launch Panorama? If you buy Grandeur 8, per square foot is 1115 in 2014. Yeah, 1115 per square foot. But if you buy Panorama, right, per square foot is 1455, which is more expensive. Don't look at anyone. Anyway, you don't look at anyone. We are in a webinar now. Sorry. Okay. So now, question. With just that data in 2014, Grandeur 8, 1115. Panorama, 1455. No right and wrong. Okay. Answer to everyone. You will buy resale or will you buy Grandeur 8 or will you buy Panorama? Let me take a look. Okay. Some say Panorama, some say Grandeur 8. Thank you so much. G8. Okay, G8 means Grandeur 8. Shortcut. Good. Pano. Okay. Please answer. Very important. Ladies and gentlemen. Pano or no right and wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not looking for correct answer. There's no correct answer one. But I want you to know who you are. Because to invest well, right, you really need to know what is inside you. All right. Okay, Grandeur 8. Okay, Pano, Grandeur 8. Good. Please at least answer. Okay. My question one more time is this, because I'm going to review based on the analytic, no right and wrong one. In 2014, where are you? I want you to imagine yourself a little. Okay, you got some money. You either buy resale Grandeur 8, 1115, or you buy new launch, 1455, which is more expensive. Which one you buy? Okay, which one you buy? Did you realize the market? Some say Pano, some say G8. Okay, I'm going to show you this data analytic. Can you see the data analytic? Okay, the data analytic for someone who buy Grandeur 8, right? No right and wrong. Based on the data analytic, the person still earn money. Okay, the G8 who buy as a resale still earn money. Okay, earn $11 per square foot. So if you buy a 1,000 square foot size times 11, how much you earn? Okay, let's take a look. 11 times 1,000. From easy calculation, you earn 11,000. All right, so 11,000. But for those who buy Panorama, okay, your return is $248 per square foot. That means if you buy a 1,000 square foot, right, you are sitting on a 248K, a quarter million. Profit purely based on data analytic. Okay, if the person back in 2014 make this decision and sell now, this is the power of data analytic. The reason why I want to bring you back is there's really no right and wrong, because we always base on our investment based on what? Based on feeling, correct? Based on feeling. But did you realize suddenly I got 248,000, right? It's really a lot of money. This one I can be settling 80K, 3 kids. I got 3 kids. Okay, 3 kids, 80K for their educational, okay, educational protection already. Example only. So it's important, okay, when we start to be a lot more data driven rather than emotional driven. Yeah. So now the question is, so what? So now the question is, so what? So the question now is, what happened is But if you need to rent, well, okay, later I'll answer some question, okay? Okay, so I know there's some question, okay, but if you need to rent, waiting for the condo, need to factor in the rental cost. Okay, yes, this is waiting, okay, yes, correct. You need to factor in the rental cost, but you realize that if you ask your agent who invited you, right, to make the calculation, right, so far, based on experience, okay, it is still worth the while. Because you know why? It is still worth the while. Because you see the return 248,000. If you less the rental cost that you need to pay, right, is what we call you earn lesser. That means you earn lesser. Okay? You earn lesser. That means, of course, you cannot want everything lah. That means earn 248K, correct? You need to use the 248K less the rental. Okay? You earn lesser, maybe earn 150K, which is still a lot of money. Yeah? Or even 100K, which is still a lot of money. Don't underestimate earning 100K. Okay? Can you see this? Resale, don't even say earn. Sometimes not careful. Remember just now there's a scenario. Can lose money one, because there's always a risk of holding for too long 99-year lease. So just take note on that. All right, I hope I answer one of the attendees question waiting. All right, so basically yes, you factor in, but of course I want to share with those, if you got the benefit of temporarily staying in the parent place, right? Okay, please do that lah. Okay, if you can. I know privacy will be affected, but from the financial practical point of view, just temporarily make yourself inconvenience. I think it's okay. Because why? Because everyone generally aspire to upgrade to condominium, because we want to give our family a better quality of life, ma. I mean, if you got the ability, why not? The answer is why not? Correct or not? Because life is short. Sometimes we also want to pamper ourselves a little. Okay, pool is just at the doorstep, etc., all this. Yeah. Okay. So now the question is, if you look back the data, that one is in 2014, but now it's in 2022. It's always very emotional one, 2014, that time you say G8, you say Panorama. Now fast forward, because we got this data here. Wow, all those earn money one from Pano now very happy, correct? But now you see, now become your turn. Not easy, ladies and gentlemen. Now assuming now is 2022. Okay, now is 2022. You see the same bubble here? Now is 2022. 2022 now. The question is, are you going to use data analytic, or are you going to use your feeling? If you use the data analytic, are you going to buy resale panel, or are you going to buy new launch Ang Mo Kio? It's the same. It's the same case study. Did you realize? If you go back, resale Grandeur 8, 1115. Pano 1455. Now currently is already now it's not 1455 anymore. Now is how much? Now is data I'm going to show you, but basically it's 248. Okay, so same thing. So now Pano is 1737 resale. This one official price is not given by the developer yet. Usually the official price is usually given on the first day of show flat preview. All right. The agent that invited you will definitely update you once they got the information. But now the question is, are you in now 2022? Are you going to use the data analytic to make decision rationally, or are we going to use emotion? Not easy, ladies and gentlemen, based on my experience. Okay. So now, buy resale. Of course, cheaper. Resale is of course cheaper because it pays the age depreciation situation. You also need to factor in renovation costs. So these are all unseen. Or do you buy new launch? So the answer is, if you believe in data analytic, you believe in the earlier case study with no emotion, this will be the likely trend for Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1. Okay? And take a look at the panorama now. It's 1761. Those enter at 14 something, remember? 14 something is sitting on a 248 per square foot return. All right. So this is something that, given hindsight now, you know, because we got data analytic. All right. So I hope earlier resale and new launch based on data okay, like Warren Buffett wisdom, know what you're doing, okay, will give you some idea, okay, about walking out from the maze, all right? And of course, the next important thing about the property investment is also unit return analysis. I'm going to use the same, okay, same nearby project, okay, Panorama. Okay, take a look at Panorama. For those who enter in 2014, sell now. Okay, these are the real caveat, ladies and gentlemen. 102K, a lot of money, you know. One bedroom is 102K. Okay, better return than putting the money in the bank. For those who invested in the 699 square foot, 221K. 669 is about 2 bedroom, 221K. Okay, so that person enter in 2016, okay, and then sell in 2022. Okay, how about 785 square foot, 232K. 990 square foot, 436K. 1011 square foot is about the 3 bedroom, $500,000. $500,000, okay, is a very good retirement plan. 1334, 760K. Putting it together, unit size return analysis is that's why the rich get richer. Because sometimes we ask ourselves, should I buy a bigger unit or should I buy smaller unit? Bigger unit or smaller unit? So that's why it's based on data analytics. That's why the rich get richer, because the rich can buy bigger unit. But please, all the consumer here, please do not overstretch yourself. Okay, if you are prudent to only buy the 430, please just buy 430. It's okay one. It's just to get you feel to get started. All right. But of course, for those who got flexibility, got the ability with parents' help or with whatever, with your own means, you realize data analytics suggests that the bigger unit has a higher return. Okay, has a higher return based on apple comparison, based on the nearby panorama. All right, and this is the insight. Okay, and this is the insight. Now you know why the rich become richer. And I'm coming to the number 9 bullet point already. Now it's 417. All right. Okay, thank you so much. The energy is still so high. All right. Now, question is for you to understand a little bit more about yourself. Remember? Okay. Presently, we are in the midst of COVID crisis. In fact, there's invasion also, war. Okay, is this a good time to enter? Okay, if you say it's a good time to enter, you press yes. If you say no, you press no. Nobody is going to see your answer. But I want to see the market. Now is crisis, ladies and gentlemen. Also got war. Is it the right time to enter or not the right time to enter? There's really no right and wrong. Not. Okay. So this is something that I learned, okay, in my previous early year of investment. All right. Because crisis can be quite scary, you know. A lot of things are uncertain and my job, etc., etc. So same thing. How we can decide rationally is we'll go back in SARS period and also the global financial crisis. So if you look at the chart here, right, for somebody who buy, okay, just want to make sure, are you able to see the chart? Because I'm coming to the quite last part already. If you're able to see my chart, you put a 8, okay, put a 8, so that I deliberately put a crazy number so everyone is with me. Thank you so much. Okay. Don't worry about the line trend, all this, right? Just focus on my yellow highlighted. If somebody were to buy during the SARS time and start to sell during the subprime, right? This person earned 160% return. If this person, right, were to buy during the SARS time and also sell during the fall of Lehman Brothers, can you still remember how serious the Lehman Brothers is? This person still earned 86%. If this particular person, right, buy during the SARS time and sell now, right, earn 239%. And if this guy, right, the fourth guy were to buy during the subprime crisis where everyone is so afraid, right, and sell now in Singapore property, right, still earn 83%. So this data, right, is crisis and opportunity. Is something that we have to ask ourselves. Or crisis going to paralyze us? Is something that we have to ask ourselves. So purely based on data analytics, based on the past crisis, you realize that crises do appear given hindsight. Okay, it is an opportunity to earn return. Why is that so? But not easy. Why say not easy? Because crisis, people die, job loss, uncertainty. But that is where the opportunity present. You see all this field? So it's not easy. But today, based on data analytics, all the way up to February 2022 data, it still suggests that crisis, okay, is an opportunity for investor. All right. Number 10. Okay, this is for the first timer. Okay, and also for those who decided to do your decouple of your existing condo. Because once you decouple your existing condo, you become a first timer. But you must answer this truthfully so that you know your own temperament, all right? Okay, the question is this. For first timer, should you enter now or should you wait for another round of cooling measures? There's many rounds of cooling measures, right? Should you wait? Don't look at other people answer. Just feel what your answer is, you answer. Okay? Because you need to know what is your investment profile temperament. Okay? As a first timer, do you enter now or do you want to enter later? Wait and see first. Let's wait and see first. Okay? This is something that we'll ask ourselves. Okay? We'll ask ourselves. Let's take a look at the data analytics. Thank you so much, everyone, for answering. So let's take a look at the market. I make the whole thing very simple for you to understand. ABSD1, ABSD2, ABSD3, ABSD4. We got 4 ABSD already, 4 cooling measures. And TDSR1 and TDSR2. All right? Question. These are all the date that government implemented the cooling measures. Positive or negative, positive or negative, positive or negative, positive or negative. Let's take a look at the answer. Purely look at my yellow color based on the data analytic, okay, from the URA oblique Surreal, all right? You take a look, ABSD1, right? Can you see the small little arrow here? Never mind, just focus on the yellow color one. Based on the data analytic, right, when the cooling measures ABSD1 started, right, the return is still positive, 13.6%. ABSD2, 2.8%. It is the TDSR1 that caused decline. It declined for many quarters, almost 12, 13 quarters, almost 3 years in a declining mode, a loss of 10%. But it started to go up again. You see, it started to go up and it started to recover back whatever 10% loss. All right? Because why? Because market is just very stable. ABSD3, 26%, and ABSD4, which is currently the 4 plus 17, meaning the second purchase will have to pay ABSD of 17%. So it's 4.2%. So in a nutshell, now as a first timer, based on the data analytic, and now you know the data analytic, do you enter now or do you wait for another cooling measures? You see, if this guy wait for ABSD2, wait for ABSD3, wait for ABSD4, you add up all this return, right? This guy at this point in time, this is the opportunity cost that this guy will have. Because the price didn't come down. The price increased at a slower pace. You see that? 2.8%. Increase at a slower pace. You see? The ABSD4 compared to ABSD3 now increase at a smaller pace, which is good for the market because we want to make sure that it is very prudent. It is very sustainable. Look at the blue arrow. So now with this data analytic, you as a first timer and you having the flexibility to do your decouple of your existing condo and then subsequently buy another unit, are you going to wait for another ABSD, or would you want to enter based on the new data analytic? So this is something that we ask ourselves, okay? We ask ourselves because we don't want to be emotional, because it's always emotional. That's why, did you realize you sometimes you coffee talk with your friend, right? Your friend will say that, 10 years ago, if I enter the Panorama, or maybe 20 years back, 20 years back, if I enter the Grandeur 8 and not continue to stay in my HDB, today I should have this amount of money already. Sometimes coffee talk got this kind of talk, right? That time I should enter the new launch of Central Residences, example. If now I already got certain return already. Did you realize? Because cannot blame the friend, cannot. Because it's always emotional. Wow, they will say that, why you want to enter in the crisis time? Wait and see. Wow, you didn't see. There's a cooling measures. Wait and see. But what they're missing out is they didn't use the data. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed because of Warren Buffett wisdom. Okay, always know what we are doing. How to know what we are doing? One way is to leverage on data analytic. Okay, data analytic. So now, coming to 11 point. Okay, seeing all the energy are still so high. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 bonus points in the next few short minutes. Okay, you need to participate here. You will say, hey, Rainer, there's many risks involved in property investment. You see the curve? It's not a straight line, right? It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? Okay, I want to ask this question. Okay? There is up and down, right? Up and down, right? I'm going to show you this bonus because you stay until now. I'm going to go directly already. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see out the past 20 years data from the URA Solio Analytic, okay, you realize that the high one is this. What is the high one? 10. Oh, this is a very important side, very important bonus insight for all of you. Okay, if you can see, can you type a 4? Because I want to make sure you bring away this important education with you. 4. Okay, thank you so much. 4. Okay. Okay, listen very carefully. It's going to help you because this one helped me a lot in my own property investment. Okay, the high one, meaning from this point in 2001, right? This is a 20-year analytic, 20-year long term. So you can see the whole trend of ups and downs. Property investment is always ups and downs. That's why there's a risk. Some people lose money, some people earn money. So I'm going to share with you this important 3 insight you must remember, all right? Did you see the high one? This is where it's peak. I call it peak 1 or high 1. 106%. Then after it come down already, what goes up come down, correct? Right? It's always like that. What? The problem is we don't know when it will come down, when it will go up. Correct? Agree or not? So now I'm going to share with you this. The low one is 30%. The high 2 is 90%. And the low 2 is 17% loss. And the high 3 is 37%. And the low 3 is 17%. I want you to just remember this. Okay? I want you to remember this. Sorry, this is not 17. This is actually 8.8%. Okay, let me just make sure that this part, give me one short minute. Okay, I want to make sure that it's clear for you. 8.8%. Okay, 8.8%. Correct. Okay. I want to make sure you are able to see start from current. Okay, so this is 8.8%. All right. So what? Number one, you need to understand property investment is up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Okay, next. If you look at up, down, right? The insight is number one is this. Did you realize this high 2 is higher than the high 1? This point is higher than high 1. And this high 3 is higher. That means the price is higher than high 2. So you realize that the next high is always higher than the previous high. This is an important insight. And you also realize that when you lose money, right? Somebody were to lose money. The next low is still higher than the previous low. This is a very important insight. Okay, this is, let me go back to this 8.8% so that it's clearer for you. Right? It's clearer for you. So you have put this together. Higher than the higher 1, higher than the high 2. So it means what? It means this question, is the next high higher than the previous high? Is the next low higher than the previous low? Is the trending up higher than the trending down loss? Okay, you realize that these few questions are all yes. So what does that mean? It means that what? It means that if one has the holding ability, right, and choose the time to exit, he would be the next property winner. That's why the rich get richer. Because he can choose the time to sell, he can also choose the time to hold. He hold. He chooses that because the volatility inside appears to be on his side. You see? Because the high return is always higher than the loss return. You saw 37 versus 17, 90 versus 17. Okay, not 17, this is 8.8. Okay, 8.8. Okay, this is the 8.8. This is the 8.8. So this is something that is important insight. So the key is, yes, there is risk, but it's very important that you must have holding power and you also choose the time to sell. All right, and that will be very, very important. Okay, I'm coming to the last slide already. Okay, it's 4:29 now. Okay, it's exactly about 90 minutes. Within the next 3 minutes, you get to see this investment table. Okay, how can I use my limited fund to create property wealth? Okay, for a simple plan. Okay, I'm going to share with you this important simple plan that I had for myself when I first started off. Okay, first day, imagine 1 day $10. Okay, 3 meals. For those who smoke, okay, will be $40 a day. So for 30 days will be 1,002. For couple will be 2,004. Okay, if you're age 65, right? Okay, let's say up to 90 years old, all right? Okay, another 25 years, we'll need a fund of 720K. Very simple retirement fund. Okay, 720K. So the question is, how can we have 720K? Okay, first timer and upgraders generally are falling into these two contexts. Yeah, of course we got investor also, but investor have to pay. Investor foreigner will pay the 30%. All right. Okay, first plan, buy private condo at 1.5 million now. All right, and then you hold for 30 years, pay off the loan, you sell at the same 1.5 million. Okay, because 30 years you pay off the whole loan already, and then we just based on very conservative assumption, 1.5 million, sell at the 1.5 million. Okay, and then at that point in time when I sell, I buy back a 487K HDB with little lease remaining, because by then I already got 65 years already. So the fund I have 1.013 million. This is for option 1. Option 2, buy HDB now at 487K. Okay, and then I would hold for 25 years and pay off the loan. All right, and then subsequently I sell at 1.061 million. Okay, these are all backed up by data analytic. Okay, you may look now having a HDB crossing 1 million, okay, is not impossible, right? So now I'm putting very conservative assumption. Okay, just assume that this guy are able to sell at this particular price based on data 3.93% based on a 20-year average appreciation return. Okay, for the next 30 years. And then of course buy back a old 487K HDB with very little lease remaining of 50 years. This guy, right, got 574K. Remember the minimum retirement sum we must have is 720K. And of course, for those who are able to buy a second condo, okay, buy a second condo, 1.5 million. You stay on the existing first HDB worth 487K, then you sell upon TOP or sell earlier to get back the 17% ABSD. All right. So let's assume the HDB proceed got 100K return. All right. You hold this second condo for 30 years, pay off the loan, and just sell at the same price. When we say we sell at the same price, it's already very conservative. Very conservative. So in this case, we will buy back the lease remaining of 471K HDB. In a nutshell, for this option number 3, right? HDB, because I want to sell my HDB, okay, say 100K proceed will do, because I want to claim back the ABSD. And because I already sold my condo, because I stayed for 30 years, pay off the loan, I sold my condo. So this total, and then I'm going to buy a lease remaining very little HDB, which worth 487K. So in this case, I would have 1.113 million. Did you realize 1 and 3 actually answer my 720K retirement return? Of course, we got also another option for the last part already. Do nothing. That means continue to stay in existing HDB, which is also an option. Stay in existing HDB, hold for the next 25 years because the loan is 25 years, pay off the loan and continue to stay in HDB comfortably. The retirement fund, unfortunately, is zero because all the money happen to be asset rich. It's all locked into the HDB. So question is, for those who are option 4, right, is there any risk of doing nothing? To answer that, right, usually I'll analyze if we were to do nothing, right, the money will be putting into DBS Bank, OCBC or UOB. Currently, the return is about 0.5%. And then take a look at remember the data analytic, the table, the summary table that we formed is actually based on data analytic for the past 20 years. The past 20 years for the private enclave, okay, it is about 177% return. Okay, currently at this point is 1.5 million. So that's where the 1.5 million is being plugged. That means the whole of Singapore. Okay, And the 487, the imagined number of 487 is not plugged from the air. It's also based on data analytic. Currently, on average, the HDB is about 487K. The assumption of the 3.93%, the 3.93% is plugged from here, the data analytic. Okay, so the data, right, is based on this long-term trend for HDB and also private condo. So the last part, if the person were to put into the 250K down payment, the return is 442K based on the data analytic for this past 20-year trend. So 250K becomes 692K. But if the 250K were to be put into the DBS bank, right, still got return also. The return will be $2,512. So the 250K become 252,512. All right, which is a lot substantially lower if you were to put the 250K into the bank. So now the interesting part is this already. If we factor in the inflation, currently based on the Department of Statistics all the way up to 2021, right, the inflation, right, we call it a core inflation at 0.51% core inflation. If you factor in the inflation, right, the net effect, right, we are poorer by 24.2K by doing nothing. Because why? Because the 250K, right, money becomes smaller. And when the money becomes smaller from a 250K, right, it becomes smaller at 225K. So that is something that is not very visible from the eyes. Not very visible. But you will feel it because now your chicken rice will be more expensive, your kopi will become more expensive, your coke will also become more expensive. So the question is, doing nothing, right, may sound good. Continue to stay in existing HDB, put the 250K into the DBS bank and just close one eye, and one blink of an eye, 20 years will be gone. But what happened is, there's doing nothing, there's two important costs. The number one cause is financial loss that is not visible to the eye, which is a 21.688K loss. Okay, there's return from DBS bank, 2,000 plus, but there's a loss in your inflation. So this net effect is you lose 21K. And the other important thing is we become older. Because we become older by 20 years also means that we lose our opportunity to own the property anymore. We lose the opportunity for wealth creation anymore. So the question is, looking at all this table here, remember just now the 1.5 million is not plugged from the air. The 1.5 million here is plugged from the data analytic. And this one, the 3.93% that I used to calculate the appreciation for HDB is also plugged from the HDB data analytic. So currently looking at this table here right now, which option based on data analytic do we want to go to? Buy private first, buy HDB now, buy second condo, and then subsequently sell existing HDB to claim back the ABSD, or do nothing? Purely based on data analytic will give us some knowing. This is something that reduces our risk to the minimum. So we can do nothing, okay? But now at least with a data analysis, you get to know a little bit more insight, or we can start to invest, okay, for our retirement, but simple property retirement. This is an option. There's only two options. Do nothing or do something. And last part is, I just want to use my case in point example to share with all of you. Okay, in 1992, I stayed in a 2-room HDB flat. And then, of course, being the first purchase, I tell you, your hand will shake one. Definitely all the consumer here, right? A lot of you here are first-timer. Okay, at that point in time, I just asked my friend, are you sure or not? And some more, the first purchase at that point in time is Pongo, you know. Pongo in Chinese term, they call it 鸟不生蛋. 鸟不生蛋 means that totally cannot one. But then, based on growth story, based on location, you realize is at that point in time, the first is always not easy, okay? But I do know doing nothing is also not the solution. So with a faith of courage, go in, and to cut the whole story short, very blessed, okay? Now if you look at the recent Ola condo, right? The Ola is the EC. At that point in time, the Ola is, now you cannot imagine, it's already 1,303 per square foot. And now looking at the latest This are Prive, the same Prive, then entered at 703. Now it's already 1150 per square foot. So it's almost how many dollars capital appreciation. So imagine at that point in time, if I were to put the down payment in just DBS Bank, and of course fast forward, very blessed, from one platform become another wealth creation to subsequently able to own multiple property for retirement purpose, for kids purpose. And I believe if I'm able to do so in a very simple way, all of you are able to do that in a simple way as well. And I really hope today's seminar will really help you to gain some investment insight, okay, into this educational webinar. And thank you so much for your time. Okay, it's 1 hour 40 minutes. All right. Thank you so much for staying throughout.